Hi guys, I'm back. Oh, what a year so far. Before Christmas I sprained my shoulder, so that put me out of commission for a while. And then, just as that was getting better, at the end of my week off, I came down with the flu. Then, just as I was getting rid of that, I came down with a throat infection, had to have antibiotics for that. And just as that was going, I got the flu again. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I've done nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm so behind, you don't even want to know. As always happens when I've been off sick, I don't know about you, but I always have a small kind of period of blare where I just can't do anything. I can't do anything creative. Not because, it's not like, oh, I have been off and I'm scared of doing anything and all that. It's just like, it's like I've never been creative in my life and I don't know where to start, you know. So I have to wait for that to pass before I can actually get into anything properly. So I spent all last week doing really useful stuff like the accounts and doing my taxes and, you know, all that sort of stuff that I really don't want to do the rest of the time because I've got things to make. So yeah, this week it's Monday morning and I'm back in the studio. Yay! I'm so excited, even though it's a bit of a mess. Actually, it's a lot of a mess. I don't know what happened. Because I swear, before Christmas, when I'd done everything and I finished for the week, I swear I tidied everything up and put everything away. And I've come back in and it just looks like a bomb's hit. So I don't know what's going on. I think the pixies have been in or something and messed with stuff. Or the cat's taken up scrapbooking at night or something, which I wouldn't put past her actually. So yeah, I've got lots to do. If you are still waiting for something from me, and you are not sure if I may have forgotten or not, by all means PM me and just give me a nudge and say, you haven't forgotten about such and such, have you? Because there are some things that I haven't done yet that are way overdue, and to be honest, there's so many of them, I might forget somebody. So, post-wise, Christy, Tina, Jenny, Robin, and the girls from the festive creative swap, your stuff should all be going out this week. It's all done, it's all ready, it's post in envelopes here ready to post, but there hasn't been any point in posting it because we've all been snowed in, so I figured I might as well wait until the snow left. The snow has now gone, so I'm spending today in the studio. I have to spend today in the studio, I can't do anything else today. Tomorrow is my birthday, yay! So I think I'll probably do my going into town stuff tomorrow because I've got a lot of things I need to do. I've got to go to the gallery, I've got to go and get some frames, I've got to do all sorts of stuff in town tomorrow. So I might go and do that because it's my birthday, I'll still be working. Normally I take my birthday off, it's like a religion that I take my birthday off, but I honestly cannot afford to take another day off just yet. So I figure if I go into town, get everything done in town that I need, and then perhaps I'll get to go and see RhomanysRealm in the evening. Maybe. If I'm lucky. Who knows. Failing that, depending on how much I've got to do tomorrow, I may have to go on Thursday instead. Thursday is the day I normally go into town. So we'll see. I've got a lot to do. I don't know. It depends how much I get done today. So... oh, I've just knocked my coffee over, that was clever. Right, Art Geeks, let's start with Art Geeks. Art Geeks is a little bit different this year. Last year it was all, I would do the live show and I would show you how to do stuff and then I'd do the prompts. This year I want to do something a bit different because I feel like I've backed myself into a rut. And I want to explore a bit more and I want to bring up a challenge that I was doing last year again. So for Art Geeks this year I'm going to be doing pre-recorded videos again, and I'm going to do the Mastering Journal Art Challenge. Now if you're not familiar with that challenge from last year, basically every week we look at a different genre of art, we look at a different specific artist. We read up about that genre, we read up about that artist, we look at a specific piece of art, and then we make our own piece of art not necessarily based off that, but you could do it in the same style, you could use the colour schemes, you could use the techniques, you could use the subject matter and do it in a completely different style. You know, anything you want, anything you want. I've actually put an example in Art Geeks at the moment. If you go to artgeeks.ning.com, I'll put the link down there somewhere, and you go to Romany's randomness group, that is where we're going to do the Mastering Journal Art Challenge. I'm also going to intersperse, perhaps once or twice a month, a kind of travel journaling segment, but not really travel journaling. Most of you will know that on a Thursday I go out and about. It's my one day a week where I actually leave the house without being dragged around the block by the dogs. And I actually go out and mingle with people in coffee shops and stuff. And I take my journal with me and I sketch or I write or, you know, whatever. And obviously I don't want to be carting my entire thing of paints and whatever around with me. So I basically take what I can fit in this. So at various points I'm going to, you know, go through what I take in my travel case. I change it up, I swap it around. There are some staples, there are some things that I'll add in just for fun. And, you know, I'll kind of go through with you what I do when I'm out and about, because, you know, it's not practical to always have a prepared page. It's not practical to always have a glue stick and a magazine with you that you can collage elements or whatever, you know. So very much going back to basics with a pen and paper. I want to concentrate much more on illustration and drawing this year, because, how can I put it? It's not that I'm good at mixed media, and when I make my art for sale and things like that, I always do mixed media. But I don't necessarily do mixed media like everybody else does. I tend to mix, you know, watercolour and marker and pencil and graphite and colour pencil and pastels and that kind of stuff. Whereas most people, you think mixed media, you think, you know, getting messy with paint and spray inks and all that kind of stuff. And I have forayed into that over the last year or so, but it's not me. I like doing it, but I like doing it for myself. I don't enjoy necessarily teaching other people how to do it because it's not my area. And with Art Geeks now, we've got Laura has joined us. She's doing kind of a beginner's version of what Christy does, because, you know, Christy's a dab hand at all the mixed media stuff, and there's only so many times when you're a little bit more advanced that you can explain yet again what gesso does and why you need to use it on certain types of substrate. There's only so many times you can explain how to make a spray ink, you know. And Laura's doing kind of a thrifty version, kind of people just coming into it who don't have the supplies that those of us who've been doing it for a long time have built up because we've bought one or two of a specific item or we've swapped it with somebody else. So she's starting from scratch and she's doing DIY stuff. So she's not buying spray inks that others of us have bought before and tried and then replicated. She's actually starting from scratch with nothing. So I think that's good for beginners. But again, it's another version of mixed media. And then of course we've got Courtney, who's doing the photographs included in mixed media and art. And she's a little bit more illustration. I would say she's kind of in between me and Christy. Christy's very, very much painterly. I'm more illustration. Courtney's kind of a mix of the two, plus she does photographs. So, you know, with that, I think we've got enough people doing mixed media. So I want to go back to basics. I want to do drawing and, you know, just colouring and simple stuff, rather than, oh, start with a background and spray inks all over it and stencils and do this and do this and do this and build up layers. I hate layers. I'm sorry, I hate layers. I am not a layers girl, okay? The only layers I want anywhere near me are in my hair. That's it. Anyway. So yeah, I'm leaving them to the messy stuff, and I'm going to be concentrating on the cleaner side of art where, you know, we don't get paint all over our hands, and because there are people like me who don't enjoy that kind of thing. I can't think of anything worse than putting paint on a page and then smushing it all over with your hands. I mean, ew. Ew. Not me at all. So, yeah, if you're much more into the illustration side, then that's what we're going to be looking at. And obviously with the mastering journal art, we're going to look at different techniques, we're going to look at different genres of art, and, you know, look at a little bit more than just the traditional, whimsical, you know, the standard ones that everybody goes for. Everybody. It's virtually written in stone that any time anybody does anything to do with art history, they immediately go for Mucha, Alphonse Mucha, Klimt, Van Gogh, Van Gogh, sorry Tam, you know, all those kind of the popular artists. Whereas, you know, I want to look at things like Kandinsky and, you know, not necessarily go for the Monets all the time. We found one for week 2 that was German Expressionism, which I'd never heard of before, but it's beautiful, beautiful, really up my street. So yeah, go along to that. I've put the ones that we did last year in there so you can get a feel for what we're doing. And the current one is the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. We're looking at Ford Madox Brown. And again, you know, when you think of the Pre-Raphaelites, you don't think of Ford Madox Brown. He is perhaps 4th or 5th on the list of people you think of as being a Pre-Raphaelite painter. So rather than just going for the obvious ones, I'm going for something a little bit off the beaten track so that we can, you know, really enjoy it and learn something from it and go, oh, I, you know, didn't know about that. Anyway, waffling now. So yes, that's Art Geeks. Classes. I have a new class coming out. It was supposed to be coming out on Friday. It's not going to happen. I haven't finished filming yet because I've been out of commission for 5 weeks. So it's probably going to happen around the 3rd or 4th week of February. I would say maybe around the 18th-ish. Let me get my diary and get an actual date idea for you. I like to start my classes on a Friday, so it will be somewhere around the 15th or the 22nd-ish. I always like to do my classes, start my classes on a Friday because I have a lot of people in my classes who have to go into town to get internet access. So if I do it on a Friday, there's a lot better chance that they can get into town over the weekend and go to the library or wherever it is that they can go to get internet access. And then that gives them the whole of the rest of the week as well to work on their stuff. So that's why I like to start it on a Friday. I think it's good to have something to do over the weekend. So yeah, 15th or 22nd, somewhere around there. I'm not entirely sure because, like I say, I haven't finished filming yet. I had planned to finish filming by the end of last week, and then it was going to be getting this first week ready this week and going live on Friday, but it's not going to happen. Sorry, it's just not. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind with classes, but by the time we get to the end of that class, I'll have caught up with the next one, so that won't be a problem, because I do all my classes, I do all the filming for a class in advance, and then I edit it as I go, in case I have to add in anything. What else? Oh, I've got lots of Happy Mail. Lots and lots of Happy Mail to open. I have opened a couple of them just to make sure that they weren't damaged. So if you sent me something, actually I've got a mail art swap from Helmy. I've got a parcel from Christy. I've got a Creatives festive swap from, I think it was Liz. I think it came from Liz. And I've also got Judy's, which I showed you before, but I haven't really had a chance to look at properly. So, yeah, I thought what I'd do is hold off on those. I was going to do them today, and then I thought, no, I'll hold off on them because it's my birthday tomorrow. So if I'm really lucky, I might get something else to open. I've already had my present from my mum and dad, or one of them anyway. I got one of these. Excuse the obnoxious orange. It really is obnoxious. It looks black and red on the pictures, And if you hold it at the right angle, it still looks black and red, but when you get up close, actually it's green and orange. Fluorescent orange, so I may have to do something about that. I might have to paint it gold or something. It really is horrible. But this is the One Sketch a Day book, and it is split up into 366 days, because, you know, even number. And you get day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. So you get 4 days on a page. So that's what one day looks like. And it's very simple. You've just got what number day it is of the year, and you put the date. So I'm planning on starting that on my birthday. According to Jonathan Manning, the artistic biker, who is 42 today, that is the age when you get the answers to your life, the universe and everything. So I thought, since I'm going to be 41 tomorrow, because he's a year and a day older than I am, I would start my One Sketch a Day tomorrow on my birthday, which means I will finish the day I turn 42, and hopefully I'll have all the answers by then. It's got to be worth a shot, right? But yeah, I quite fancy using this just as something to keep in my handbag, to be honest, because I do a lot of sketching on envelopes and scribbling and stuff like that, but I don't do them in my journal. They're on bits of scrap paper. So instead of having bits of scrap paper, I've got a nice little book that I can take around with me, even though it's obnoxiously orange. So yeah, it's quite nice. The paper is nice. It's pure white, as you can see. For those of you who live in the UK, it's like the W.H. Smith's sketchbook paper. It's exactly the same. It feels the same. It's nice and smooth. It's quite thin, but at the same time you can't really see through it. So I would say you could use most ink pens on this. Certainly you could draw it in ballpoint and it won't show through. I reckon I could probably use my fountain pen, because I know the ink doesn't bleed. Basically, if it works in a thin moleskin, it'll work in here, and possibly a little bit more as well. I would venture to say I could probably use watercolour in this as well, because I'm not very heavy-handed with it. So we'll see how I get on with that. That's going to be what I use just for quick sketches and things, and I'll probably use it as an idea book as well, because this year I'm going to do some more painting. Last year I did hardly any paintings just for the sake of doing a painting. Nearly all of it was classes, and I want to get back into just doing paintings, because that's what I like doing. So I managed to source a place to get some wood, yay, and I'm going to have a go at that. I've never used wood before, but you know, how hard can it be? Yeah, I'm going to sand this down and have a play with it. Now, I may do this on Wednesday. So if you've got some wood, or you've got a pre-gessoed wood panel or something like that, then prep it ready for Wednesday, and I might do this in the class, I think. Shall I? Yeah? Sounds like a plan to me. Not sure why I'm waving this wood around. But yeah, the lumberyard up the road can get this wood for me, and they pre-cut it to the size that I want, and they've cut it really nicely as well. So yes, I'm going to sand this, and because I like the wood grain, I'm going to use clear gesso, coat it with clear gesso, and then sand it again to get rid of the grittiness of the clear gesso, and possibly do another coat. I'm told that if you use wood, you really need to prep it all the way around, seal it all the way around, so I will probably either gesso it all over or put some matte medium on the back. I don't know yet. This is just a test piece anyway, so it's 1/2 inch thick. I mean, it's really chunky. Actually, it might be more than 1/2 inch. Let me find my ruler. Here we go. It is 3/4 inch. It's not solid wood. You don't get solid wood like this anymore. It's what we call plywood. It's like strips of wood. Can you see? Strips of wood going in different directions. Yeah, but the front is very nice, plain wood. The back is a bit grotty, but this, like I say, this is a test piece, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's one of the things I'm going to be playing with. No idea how that's going to work, but I intend to play with all sorts of things on Wednesday and just see what happens, basically. That this is, you know, like I say, my test. We'll try acrylics, we'll try paint, watercolours, we'll try markers, we'll try pencils, pastels, oil pastels, everything I'm going to throw at it, except oil paint. I don't use oil paint, so if you want to try oil paint, by all means try oil paint, but remember you can't mix oil paint with other mediums necessarily in certain orders. Like you can put acrylic under oil paint, but you can't put acrylic over oil paint. So I'm assuming if you use oil paint you already know that kind of thing, so just bear that in mind. But I won't be using oil paint, I'm allergic to it, I can't use it. So, right, art geeks, classes, live shows, gonna be playing with some wood, fun stuff, sketching. I haven't decided on a journal yet this year. I've started with this journal, which is the Laughing Elephant journal, and I really liked it up to a point, but this paper, it's weird. I love the paper, it feels so nice, it's like vellum, but I don't know, it clogs up your pens and it kind of leeches. I don't know if you can see it, I don't know if this will show up, but this bit that I did here with black ink, I don't know if it's going to show up the colour, no it's not, but if you look at it in real life, actually this area here where the oil ink is, it's actually seeped all the oil out of the ink and it's got kind of a yucky, waxy kind of, almost like you've dropped candle wax on it. And I'm not liking that, I'm not digging it, I'm not digging it. It's very difficult to use pencil on. It flattens down when you put the first layer of pencil on, and then you struggle to put any more pencil over the top. And you do know that I like to use my Prismacolors, so yeah. I think maybe this is not the journal for me for this particular thing. I may keep it for just when I'm doing this kind of stuff, just my pen work. And just literally just keep it for pen sketches. So I don't know what I'm going to do for a journal now. I've got a Moleskine sketchbook that I haven't finished, that I might finish that up while I'm deciding what I'm going to do. I kind of want to get away from this one a little bit. This is my big textbook. I love it, and as you can see I've still got a lot to go, but it's funny because I was having a chat with Courtney last night on Facebook, and she said the same thing. It's tiring her out because it's so big and it's so cumbersome, and it's just, you know, no matter how many pages you do, there's still 40 pages left, it seems like. So yeah, I feel very much the same way. So maybe it's time to go back to multiple journals again. I don't know. I managed to avoid multiple journals for the whole of last year. But I've ended up at the end of the year not feeling quite right. So, I don't know, maybe multiple journals is just for me. Maybe it's my thing, I don't know. So I think I'll probably finish off my Moleskine that I had half finished and, you know, just take it from there and see what happens. As far as vlogs and YouTubing and things goes, I will be doing more vlogs this year. I really enjoy vlogging. I would much rather sit and talk to the camera for a while and then edit some film and leave it to do its thing while I go and paint something than sit here writing a blog post. I hate writing blog posts. I really do. I'm sorry, I really detest it. I am not a writer. I can write, but it's not my first choice. I would rather talk to people. So yeah, I think I'm going to be carrying on with the vlogging thing this year rather than writing blog posts. I will do the occasional blog posts. I'm hoping to do some more reviews this year. I also want to do book reviews, more book reviews. I've had quite a few people who said they'd be interested in that because I have a huge amount of art books. Huge. Pretty much every book that's been brought out to do with art journaling in recent years, I've got it. So yeah, if you've got a specific book that you've been thinking about buying but you haven't been able to find it in a store, let me know down below, and if I've got it, I'll do a review on it for you. I'm also going to do some product reviews. I've actually got some products coming from Derwent that are comparable, they say, to Neocolor 2s. So I will do a proper review on that when I've had a play with them. They haven't arrived yet, but when they do, I will have a play and see what happens. I've also got various other bits and pieces, you know, like pro markers, aqua markers, Electroset stuff, Copic. I haven't got any Copics. I've got craft paints and acrylic paints and hobby paints and all sorts of different stuff. So if you're interested in a review of a particular product, say you're interested in acrylic inks but you don't know much about them, let me know and I will do a review of the ones that I've got and let you know what I think and show you how they work. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. Bit of a long vlog again, but you know me, I don't do short vlogs. I'm going to spend the rest of the day painting or something, sketching, or you know, doing my swaps and stuff because I need to make things now. I've got over my whole I've been sick and I don't feel like making anything. Now I have to make things. So first coffee and then making stuff. And I will see you probably Wednesday. I don't know if I'll do a vlog tomorrow. I might do an out and about vlog because it's my birthday. I don't know. But failing that, I will be back on Wednesday with the live show. So prep your wood and I will see you then. Bye!